Bears had a chance this week after pulling markets down from early December on the fear of possible inflation getting stoked by Trump policies and existing economic forces, but they failed this week. Bulls reclaimed the narrative after CPI came in light enough and was combined with some very dovish commentary from Fed Governor Waller on the potential for many more cuts this year. So good luck with the bearish narrative going into next week, because it seems like Trumphoria has taken over again. Few signs that point towards it, but firstly, this has got to get in line now. I said if we broke through and got to 6, even though we finished a little bit below, it was a real strong market right out of the gate today. The stock light goes to green. This has been a range trade. It's been a downtrend, but there's really not much on the chart from that down channel now that we're trying to exit that to the all-time highs. And barring any surprise news, this was the week for big data. Inflation was the main threat again. We saw it develop in the bond market for months, and we saw it finally hit a fever pitch in the last couple weeks. This was the opportunity, technically, to break the market down, but instead it bounced right back. You also saw high beta and speculative trades leading the way. I pointed out Tesla chart early in the week, and also MicroStrategy as being the indicator for crypto and BTC. Higher highs and those trades mean the green light goes back on to crypto. I'm not changing anything for bonds and the dollar just yet. I'll get to that in a second. Firstly, look at stocks. The fact that S&Ps were able to challenge the year-to-date high on the intraday basis. Maybe we didn't blow through it, but this was still a heck of a rebound. We closed the election gap, which represented that first Trump euphoria, that Trumphoria coming into the market. We cleared some of that out, and I think we're basically refreshing it, using it as support now. The fact that we still are sitting at the year-to-date high means potentially if you want to be a stickler on the chart, you can still call it a downtrend, but I think the momentum here in the advanced decline lines as well that we saw, and also the fact that there's just not a lot of trade between this range that failed to break down and the all-time high. It's less than 100 points. The intraday high is 60.99. So it's pretty close within shot here. Now, obviously, expectations are getting pretty high in terms of sentiment and skewed towards positive outcomes when it relates to how the market investors are generally thinking about what Trump's going to do, and there is potential for blowback. But in the moment, right now, focus on where the price action is. Price is king. Look at Tesla. The chart of Tesla and MicroStrategy, I think, is actually key, and it works pretty well because these are two trades that are tied into secular themes that also have a lot of political overlay on top of them, of course. The potential for whatever they want to do with crypto. The potential for whatever Elon's going to do as the right-hand man. These are not just Trumphoria trades. They're also real stocks. Maybe MicroStrategy is also just a Bitcoin play, but the point is the price action doesn't really lie. And you got higher lows in Tesla. You got marginal higher highs as well. Same deal with MicroStrategy. That's potential for turnaround. These type of high beta trades are not the ones you want to get in front of until they break. And they didn't break this week. They found new life. The last thing, the possible caveat, keep watching the dollar. I find it to be very compelling that the dollar has still remained so strong, even on days where risk assets rally. There isn't an inverse relationship between the dollar and risk assets. The dollars can firm up and stocks can firm up too. But that's where you watch bonds to see how that pairs with the dollar. The dollar might just be up because of some of these Trump policies and tariffs. The dollar used to be a very clear read on Fed actions, but maybe it's not so much anymore. So watch the dollar paired with the yield curve. If you get further flattening the curve while the dollar's strong, that tells me that the Waller message from this week is not going to live up to expectations, and that could be potentially volatility inducing. But until you get further flattening of the curve paired with strong dollar, it looks like the other stuff is going to lead us in a more bullish fashion. Have a great weekend. Thanks for tuning in.